Hi, welcome back to Maverick and Dempsey's Rundown. All right, we're going to go right into it. NFC Championship. Eagles won. They wiped the floor with them. The 49ers had too many injuries they couldn't overcome. They ended up as a running back as the quarterback. Not fun. We're not going to talk about it because why? It was miserable on either side. Even the Eagles didn't want a game that easy. Eagles fans didn't want a game that easy, I don't think. Chiefs Bengals. This one was the heartbreaker. It's all about the penalties. People are going to argue that it was that it was fixed. Let's just hit all the arguments. First of all, was the game fixed? No, of course the game wasn't fixed. You really think a part-time referee whose probably main job is a PE coach at some public school somewhere, you really think he's going to fix the biggest TV event of the one of the biggest TV events of the entire year with the biggest sport in this country, and that guy, that referee is going to fix it? At least I remind you, if you've ever seen the movie Goodfellas, Henry Hill, the Ray Liotta character, Henry Hill, he got off scot-free at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. However, he was later busted trying to fix college basketball. So one of the best gangsters of the last century gets busted fixing college basketball, but you think that part-time referee is going to be involved in a fix on the biggest sport in one of the biggest games in the country? And why would the NFL want the Eagles versus the Chiefs? Everybody knows the momentum was on the Bengals. The fandom was on Joe Burrow. Patrick Mahomes, actually, there was the least amount of fandom his entire career this year. Why wouldn't they put the Bills in there? Why wouldn't they put the Dallas Cowboys in there if the game was fixed? We're talking about the biggest team in all of sports in the entire world, not just in the U.S. How about New York or L.A.? How about put the teams with the biggest population in their cities, like the bigger cities? How about Chicago Bears? That's the third biggest city in the country. They haven't been relevant since the 80s. New York Giants have been relevant only a couple times in the last 40 years or 30 years. The Jets haven't been relevant since Super Bowl III. And the LA teams, yes, they won last year, but why not the Chargers this year? Why did the Rams drop off so much? It's not fixed. That's just a stupid argument. Joseph Asai, was it his fault, that final penalty? You're damn right it was his fault. He left his team, the Bengals, with no chance to win. That was the end of the game. Yes, there were other chances to win. Yes, there were other mistakes. Burrow throwing interceptions or this or that. But the point is, they had a chance, and they did overcome those and kept it a tie game. But you can't overcome the final penalty leading up to the final play of the game. There's no way out of that. It's going into overtime if you don't push him. Was it an accident? Could he not stop his momentum? He shoved him as he hit him. Mahomes clearly out of bounds. Osai shoves him to the ground. So it wasn't, I couldn't stop. It wasn't, I didn't know he was out of bounds. No, you saw him going out of bounds. He was out of bounds. And then you shoved him so hard that you crashed the bench and nearly injured yourself. All right, so you did cost the team. All right, now we got the Super Bowl matchup. It's the Eagles, best team in the NFC. All right, and have been the entire season, versus the Chiefs, the best team in the AFC. Not the whole year, but they ended up this way. They're in it. I mean, it was them or the Bengals anyway. I mean, Bills kind of fell apart at the end. It was Bengals and Chiefs. So we got one of the two best teams, if you want to make the argument. But they're in there. They got there. They played their hearts out. They're in the game. So what's going to happen with the Chiefs and the Eagles? Honestly, I'm going for the Eagles. It's just hard for me to get over that Bengals loss, Do they have a chance? Of course they have a chance. I really think this is a coin flip game. If Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, are they going to come in injured? Or are they going to come in 100%? I don't know. Both teams are strong. Both teams have good lines. Both teams have good defenses. Both teams have skill players and good receivers. I mean, this is going to be a hell of a game. All right. Do I have a prediction? No, not really. I mean, I could just throw a dart at a wall. How about 34-31 Eagles? And that's mostly my heart, not my head. All right. The other big news that happened Sunday was the Royal Rumble. Good Royal Rumble. Cody returned, somewhat predictable, but he did get the win. Gets to go main event WrestleMania. That's nice. Rhea Ripley winning the women's. We're not too big on that. Don't care either way. The Bray Wyatt LA Knight, formerly Eli Drake match. That was a downer. That sucked. Let's hope that never happens again. Roman Reigns, okay, that was an interesting storyline. Long build up. Cool, let's see where it goes now. We're not that into it. Sorry. Big news today. Tom Brady retires. Says it's the final retirement. This one's official. He's going to go become a broadcaster for Fox Sports. Going to be interesting to see what that's like. He's obviously the GOAT. There is no argument he's not the GOAT. Everybody that matters has called him the GOAT pretty much. I think the only holdouts are Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, and that's because both them know that Peyton wants to be seen as the GOAT. But Rodgers called him the GOAT. Burrow's called him the GOAT. Mahomes has called him the GOAT. Joe Montana said he's the greatest. Drew Brees said if he wins 5 Super Bowls, it's a hard argument against him being the greatest. Well, he won that one, and he won 2 after that. All right? Joe Namath, Joe Theismann, John Elway. I mean, we can keep going on. Those are just quarterbacks. I mean, we could go into the defensive players like J.J. Watt, Ray Lewis, these studs that were rivals of Tom Brady, saying he's the best. There's been teammates of other guys that would like to be considered the best, like Eli Manning or Peyton Manning, that have said Brady's the best. He's the best. He's the GOAT. You'll never see it again. That's why you should appreciate it. I don't like LeBron James, but I got to respect him that he's the best player of the last, 20-something years since Michael Jordan. Is he better than Michael? Is he better than Kareem? I don't know, but he's top 3 for sure. And an argument can be made either way. So it's one of those, just accept it. If you didn't enjoy any of the GOAT's career, that's on you. That's your fault. I didn't enjoy the first half. She wasn't alive for the first half. But we've seen, 3, 4 Super Bowls now that we got to enjoy, and we got to love, and we got to root for Tom and cheer for Tom. And those were just the ones he won, not the ones that he wasn't in, but we got to watch and cheer him on in those too. Because I jumped on the bandwagon late. I jumped on the bandwagon late because I couldn't deny he was the GOAT anymore. Also, I appreciate the age and trying to, being an older athlete myself and still having dreams in boxing. And he was still, in his latter years, still achieving these dreams and still dreaming and still striving. So I got to respect that. He is the GOAT. There's no argument against him. Whoever you think might be the GOAT has already said he's the GOAT. So that argument doesn't exist anymore. You just sound foolish. All right. Is there anything else going on? I think we covered it pretty much all. All right. That's it. We're going to come back with another one. We got, it's a weekday, so we got a bedtime. So Maverick and Dempsey's podcast, we're out. Peace.